Hello again, welcome to another presentation at English Tech. This is again another getting started video. Today I will demonstrate surface mount component soldering technique. Surface mount component, otherwise known as SMD or SMT soldering technique, looks daunting at the beginning, but if you start systematically, you can fail-proof yourself. For this project, I have used budget, good quality equipment and kit. Let's discuss all the resources with the price. SMD solder practice kit bought from eBay. This cost only £3. Hakko Fx-901 cordless soldering iron cost £45. 0.7mm solder cable under £5. Solder tip cleaner under £5. MG chemical rosin flux paste under £10. PCB holder optional under £5. Precision tweezer under £10. Basic microscope under £20. This is functional and it helps. The whole kit you can buy just under £100, and this price will be similar for US market, just under $100 US. Let's discuss the practical way of identifying SMD components. SMD components are described with their physical size and its value. The physical size is how wide a component is. Here I try to visualize. As you can see, 1206 size resistor means the resistor is 12.06 mm. Same goes for the capacitor. 0805 means 8.05 mm wide capacitor. 0603 size resistors means 6.03 mm wide resistor. 0603 capacitor is same like 0603 resistor, and 0403 is the tiniest of all, means 4.02 size resistors. Now with normal eyesight you should not have any problem till 0603 size, but 0402 size is too much without microscope. SMD resistors and capacitors used in this project are non-polar, means they don't have any negative or positive side. You can use in any orientation, but for the LED and diode they have polarity. For this project I have used my microscope, and for you at the right hand side, as you can see, I mentioned the polarity of the LED and the diode. Basically from top side, while you can see the colored part of the diode, the LED, that is negative side, and the positive side is non-colored part. From the underside, where the arrow pointing is the negative. For the diode, as you can see, where the black line is much more closer to the edge is negative, and the other side is positive. Diode should be in upward orientation on the main circuit board when you solder it. This is confusion at the beginning, and it is too much to read the datasheet. SMD components value are written on top of the component. It can be written in 4-digit, 3-digit number, or mix of number and letters. For the first one, 1095 means first 3 digit is significant, 109. Then the last digit, which is 5, is the number of zeros. So it should be 109 and then 5 zeros O. For the next one, which is written 6R81. So 6, then R is the decimal, so it should be 6.81 ohm. The 680 means 68, then number of zeros, so no zero at all, so 68 ohm. 1332 means 133, first 3 digit, then the 2 zeros, so 133,000, 133 and 20 ohm. 511 means 5110, 510 ohm. 2943 means 294, then 3 zeros ohm. The components under the red box can be soldered without using any microscope, so which is like 90% of the whole kit you can get away without using a microscope. Now let's get started. This is the solder practice kit. I bought 7 of them. I would recommend you buy at least 2 because it's really easy to damage or losing components. As you can see with the tweezer, if you pressure them, if you hold them too tight, they just jump. So you be careful with that. And also one more thing, I have opt out I recommend to opt out using the PCB holder. I rather use the glue tag. As you can see, I'm using the glue tag here, which is really handy because you can just leave it on the surface and it is firm. Also you get more resting place for your hand, which is really vital that you get a good positioning with your hand movement. I recommend to get extra care not to lose any component. That's why it's really important that you open them gently. They are really easy to lose. They like to jump. As you can see, one just jumped at the corner. And before you get your soldering iron on, you make sure you move them in correct orientation. Make sure none of them are flipped over. That's gonna take extra time and you lose your grips. There is a possibility that you will lose the component as well. So that's why you make them in correct orientation. None of them are upside down. Then you get your solder on. Now for soldering, I like to use mobile soldering iron. They are really handy. And my favorite one is that Hakko Fx-901 cordless soldering iron. It runs on 4AA battery. They are rechargeable and you can get up to 2 hours of continuous non-interruptible soldering with these AA batteries. They can be lithium ion or they can be NiMH. NiMH is the most powerful one, but it depends on how many mAh do you have. I have already told you that I got 7 board and this is my 4th board today. I'm doing the soldering. I'm taking my time to learn across. I am new. I'm not claiming that I'm a real expert. And the SMD components are very delicate, so you need to take extra long time. After orienting the components in right order, you get your soldering iron on. You put some flux when it is hot enough. Then you tin it. The way you tin it is that you put it all over. Then you take some solder and you add them only one side, not both sides, only one side at the first. Then you make sure you hold it carefully. You can lose it. It's very easy to lose them. So you take them carefully and you place them on the pad. Then you slide them towards the solder, towards the cold solder, and you melt that cold solder and you slide more. That's how you connect them. I recommend to use rosin core 0.7 diameter 4060 solder, which is really good, and thinner diameter helps you to bond small SMD component more convenient way. It is very easy at this stage not to lose component. So just calmly hold them, put them forward, melt the solder, job done. We are doing one side first and make sure frequently we clean our tip. We put some flux on, so this side is complete. So the right hand side is complete. Now we will go through the left hand side. And you can see the quality of the solder. This is something I achieved after a few boards. The first board I got success in first board, but that was short circuited and I could not video it properly. So this is my second board. Now let's start the whole thing from the beginning. So you get some flux on your solder tip, you clean the tip, you tin it with putting some flux on the tip, then you are ready. Then you melt the solder for the second row. we have to make sure the solder is shiny when it's put on. That means that there is no contamination. Also, when it is melting, make sure it's not remain on the tip for a long time, rather than it should be on the surface. The more time it is stay on the tip, the more way it can be oxidized, and that's not really good for soldering. So again, we are peeling the second row of the capacitors. We have to be really careful. As you can see, I want to emphasize in this again and again, I lost so much components. So have to be really careful when you hold it, and you need to be holding it properly, not to lose anything. And make sure that the board is properly fastened. In this case, the glue tab needs to be properly fastened, so just a little gentle tap. And same again, you hold the component and you go forward and you melt it. Job done. This time we will solder 555 timer and CD4017 counter. The best way to solder the chip at the solder board is to solder one arm at a time. So first you solder the first arm. For this, you just put little solder at one of the spaces, not all of them, only one spaces. The idea is that you just solder one arm, then it is fixed on that position that you can hold it. You just casually lay over solder on each arm. There is a risk that you can breach them, means that the solder get connected. It is really easy to get off that. You just take enough flux and then you just lay over your solder iron on top of it, and the flux helps the solder to melt out and separate each arm from each other. It is really easy. We repeated the whole procedure we did for the 555 timer. This time is for CD4017. As you can see, I just solder one arm, then casually just laying over solder on other arms, and the breach has already happened. As you can see, some of the arms are connected to each other, and you know what to do. Just take some more flux on your hot solder iron, and then just it's like a painting, just paint over them, and casually they will separate out from each other, and you get a solid, steady, nice looking solder. Time to solder 4 NPN transistor. This time, same like the IC chip we did, we have to just solder one arm. So casually hold and just solder one arm, then your component is fastened on the place. Then you can come and solder two more. Here I am showing you my completed prototype board number 3. I have only soldered the main components for the rotating wheel, and as you can see, after practicing the other board previously, I have improved my quality, and I believe you can improve your quality too. And I have connected to power coil to power up the board. Now I will use my solder iron Hakko Fx-901 power pack as the power source for this rotating wheel. And for those purpose, I have already made this coil previously. And as you can see, I casually just to tap out the power source for the solder iron, and here I will connect them. All the credit of this video and whatever I learned, whatever I showed in this video goes to all the YouTubers for their great effort for making valuable tutorials, which helped me immensely a lot. I had no idea previously how to solder SMD components, and I got help from these videos. I really appreciate Colin's video, then other video as well. You can see from that link, and hope you enjoyed it. You can support me by watching more and more of my content and providing me your experience, recommend me or how I can improve more. And there are more left for this video, so please watch, and I will see you at next time. Thank you.